Back in the day, there was nothing like mixing, you know. It's a new thing that's really happening now, and it's really cool to see you guys mix up your songs and you can change from beat to beat. Back then, you pick a 5-minute song, it's one beat. It's my life has changed, been rearranged, and it's gonna go on 5 minutes, and you dance that one song. It's finished, the dance is finished. You go and sit.
This is Emmanuel Muwowo, aka Chief.
Lupapulo, aka Dr. Loops.
One of the first dancers in D'vine Sly-daz, one of the people that were there at its genesis.
I was one of the first guys to dance in this crew. I was in the first lineup.
I'm about to watch a video that we did some good 10 years ago. It was the first dance ever we did as D'vine Sly-daz on stage.
Wow, it was really good. It was a Kabi Sunday, Kavananta Sunday. And I'll tell you one thing, it wasn't easy to get that chance to dance in church because we kept on trying to get opportunity, finding our way to the stage. In 2008 wasn't an easy thing because you know how it was back then. The Sunday service was a full program. It was hard to find ourselves in a place where you could just have a slot, a chance to come out and dance. The youth leader was Monga, as in terms of leading the praise team, and in terms of creative arts that happen on stage. There was Monga in charge at the time. So me and my boys officially thought Monga, like Monga doesn't want us to dance anymore. So guess what we did? We went to see Silondwa. In our endeavors and naiveness, we went to his office with all manner of boldness, and we said, "Sir, no, Monga won't let us dance." And I remember MA was just so cool. He was calm about it, and he was just like, "Okay, you boys can go back. I'll call Monga and I'll talk to her personally." And that's how we left, and we were kind of, our souls, our spirits were calmed down. But it was gonna take another month before we actually got a chance to jump on stage. And when we finally jumped on stage, we were all excited, all happy.
Thingy, and then that's what you used to like record. You use volume. And you use a
Wow, look at these t-shirts. These t-shirts were bought for us by Mama Mtale. I mean, those days, like the baggy clothes were what was happening. I mean, we couldn't get attire for ourselves, but we had these parents that would just be there for us and stood in the gap for us.
It's been 10 years, wow. I don't know what was to do with baggy clothes. I don't know where the idea of slim fits came from.
Thanks to Mama Mumba, who opened up our house, would rehearse at our home, like mess up a place, like
These were the days when breakdancing was actually breakdancing. Before cramp came into the equation, and everything was about the steps.
It's just so wonderful dancing around this time.
We got that move from You Got Saved. God Save was the movie happening at the time. Oh shucks, it's time for the freestyles. That's Alex. That's Papa. Wow. The man didn't look like a prophet at the time, The anointing was so strong, so
looking at the moves, I was checking up, man, like this is some serious old school moves, like having these hands go 360 that I can't even do now, like, because I do believe my bones are stiff. If I did that, like, I would even be breaking my back.
Oh shucks, it's my turn. And the crowd is going crazy, man. What was cool about this is when Jonathan dropped his cape, he pretended like it was part of the plan. And so when I get on stage, the first thing I have to do is sort out the cap issue and get it back on my head. And for some funny reason, everybody just loved that. And we have Radical Saints come through.
The Radical Saints, these guys like always gave us backup. Like each time we were on stage, these guys would be there for us and give us the support.
Radical Saints was another dance crew from Ebenezer. They chased us like 3-4 kilometers from the chapel. And yeah, it was a good crew as well. You had Chucks there, we had Aubrey, Norman. Back then we were just boys, we didn't know how everybody would turn out to be like. So what I see here is that the Bible is really accurate and serious when it says, "Do not despise the day of small beginnings." I want to feel and think that we played a very serious role in making a breakthrough for the dancers that are around now. Back then, we were not even rehearsing from church. We couldn't even access the small hall. And we had to be at Mrs. Mumba's house. Oh my God, we messed up that lawn. After practicing that lawn for 3 months, by the time we left, all the grass was brown instead of green. To finally see that the dancers that are in D'vine Sly-daz now could be given access to the small hall, that they could even, be given a system to use for practice. I want to think and feel that maybe, in a sense, we participated in paving way for the dancers that are in the crew currently. Also to see the guys who were there back then, I think that what was there pretty much was just a passion for dance and a desire to do something in the house of the Lord, to serve in one way or another, or participate in something. And to see the different guys that were in the crew and to see what they're doing now, it's amazing. To see how far God has brought us is quite total humbling, and it's quite amazing. In fact, allow me to say that when we first formed up, we were under a different name. A name we had ripped off from TBN. Actually, it wasn't original per se. So there was a crew called Christ Ambassadors on TBN from the States, obviously, and we saw these guys on TBN, and I fell in love with the name. So I actually named the team Christ Ambassadors. And then as weeks went on, Jonathan came through, and it was just like, guys, I think it's time we came up with something that's gonna be our own. And we were thinking, so what's on your mind? And just said, let's call this crew D'vine Sly-daz. I don't know if I'd been praying about it or thinking about it, but it just goes like, guys, D'vine Sly-daz. I'm like, D'vine Sly-daz, yeah, why not? And from there we all just spoke one mind. And by the time we were jumping on stage, we were D'vine Sly-daz, and I had no idea that new people would jump in, to have Dwayne come through, to have Tony, Emmanuel stuck on for a while. There's only veteran in there. And then also see Stone, right? Stone, yeah. You can't forget Stone, because Stone just now brings in this freshness, from wherever he came from. Where were you? In boarding school, what? So Stone is the guy who can handle Fruit Loops, you know what I mean? I'd never known, and I still don't know. I was actually just telling him a few minutes back that, boy, I don't know how I missed out on how to use Fruit Loops. So Stone is the guy who's coming up with the mixing and he's bringing in this freshness. Guys, you know what? You don't have to stick to one song, We can play around with music now. You can mix it up. You can bring in this. You can do that. You can even ask me to make a beat for you, and you can dance the beat and have something particular going on. I think that was one of the first dances the new crew did under D'vine Sly-daz, and that dance just went viral. And before I knew it, these guys were in churches, these guys were in Mungushi International Conference Center, and I was just like, wow, this thing is really cool. And Stone was there to see to it that, there was a new level, a new touch to what was being done, and moving. It was more like a revolution from what had been there, and to bring in something that's new and what we're seeing now. And to see the guys and their talent, it's just totally amazing, mind-blowing. I never saw it coming this way, and the guys have even attached the verse D'vine Sly-daz now, John 15:5, and trying to bring relevance and trying to spread the gospel, that's just so priceless. And it's good to see it come this far. Yeah. Okay, Slim P, Dr. Loops, I've been talking all day, all night. What's your beef, mom? I wanna get out of here. I'm going, nigga. I'm going.